The Let Kashmir Decide movement is bringing to you a brand new show on JKTV where you will get the latest updates and analysis into the situation in Indian-occupied Kashmir.
Modi and the Indian government want the world to believe that all is well in Indian-occupied Kashmir, but that is decidedly not the case. Join us and different guests every Thursday for insight into the latest developments in the Kashmiri freedom struggle.
Good evening. Welcome to JKTV and Let Kashmir Decide, insights into Indian-occupied Kashmir. So myself, Claire Bidwell from Scotland, and Mary Scully, a political writer and human rights activist, will both be here tonight discussing the insights into Indian-occupied Kashmir. Our guest tonight will be Waqas Akram. Good evening, Mary. How are you?
Good evening. I'm very well.
That is very good. So we're going to be discussing the political prisoners tonight with our insight into Indian-occupied Kashmir. And we've got Waqas joining us tonight. So we'll just bring Waqas in. Good evening, Waqas. How are you?
Hi, good evening. Thank you. I'm doing good. How you're doing?
Yeah, I'm very well as well. Thank you. So as usual, our usual format, Mary, I'm going to pass over to you to have the questions and discussion with Waqas. And if I feel that I have anything that I would like to add, then I shall pop back in. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. So over to you, Mary.
Okay. Waqas, we wanted to begin with you telling people a little bit about yourself, your background, what you do, how you became an activist and an important activist. Could you just tell us something about yourself?
Yes, sure. Like I belong to the Azad Kashmir, like the state of Azad Jammu and Kashmir, which is under the administration of Pakistan. So I'm basically a student. I'm doing my master's in international relations, and also I'm working with Claire in this Let Kashmir Decide human rights organization. So my role there is as a media coordinator of Let Kashmir Decide. So, like after August 5th of 2019, as you know, so worldwide, so many human rights activists and all other like organizations, they became very active and vocal about the Kashmir cause when they heard about the removal of Article 370 from there in Indian occupied Kashmir. So, like that's how I got in touch with Claire, and then we start looking into the issues that are happening and the human rights violations and atrocities that are going on there in Indian occupied Kashmir. And as a human being, like it's a job and it's a responsibility of every human being. Whenever you see some injustice anywhere, or if you see any crime against the humanity, then you should speak up. And that's how that my perspective is. That's how I think that so as a Kashmiri, also as a Kashmiri, like it's our cause, and Kashmiri people, as you know, are suffering from last 74 years, and like the Indian, especially in Indian occupied Kashmir, there are many human rights reports, like human rights commission reports, international organizations, they are highlighting whatever the atrocities or the killings and the rapes and harassment cases and all this stuff is going on there in Indian occupied Kashmir. So our organization, Let Kashmir Decide, as a human being, we think on humanitarian level. So as a human being and as an organization, we highlight the human rights violations that are going on in Indian occupied Kashmir, and we demand the United Nations on the behalf of our organization that the right of self-determination that was promised with the Kashmiri nation like 74 years ago in 1947. So UN must need to act upon those resolutions and let Kashmiris give their right of self-determination, so they can decide their future and they can live in a peaceful environment as per their wishes.
Yes, thank you. Very inspiring, actually. Because we're both members of the Let Kashmir Decide coalition, part of our mandate is not only to oppose the occupation, but among other principles is to stand in defense of political prisoners. And I know that you work closely with Michelle Malik on the defense of political prisoners. And I'm wondering, we're interested in not only the work that you do around prominent activists like Yasin Malik, Khurram Parvez, Asaya, I don't know how to say her name, Asaya Andrade.
Yeah.
Yes, Asif Sultan and so many others. But we're also interested in the political prisoners, the protesters, the stone pelters, the young kids that get picked up in these nighttime raids and get shoveled into the gulag, Indian gulag, under the Public Safety Act. So I wonder if you could discuss your insights not only into the problem, but into the work you do. We're very interested in that.
Yeah, yeah, the thing is, as you know, Mary, like the ordinary people of the world, what every person in this world want, they want peace, they want to live a peaceful life and a happy life with their family, with their children. No one want these killings, no one want these rapes, and like harassment and all that stuff. So, especially in regard to the stool pelters, and these protesters, that I wanna like little bit talk about this one first. So the youth of the youth in Indian occupied Kashmir, they also like whenever you will shut down or you will shut the doors of like to you, if you cannot express your ways in a peaceful way, okay, if government or they're the Indian occupied forces, they do not allow them to protest peacefully, and they are not listening towards them from last 74 years. They are like screwing them and they are like killing them. So what will come up? And obviously this stone parting, the resistance and all this stuff, they don't have any other choice. If you will like shut down the door of the democracy or like the pro, you can say the peaceful voice, then obviously these things will come out. So like one of the example is the Yasin Malik. So Yasin Malik decided to protest peacefully and to get the right of self-determination through the peaceful means, but now he's in jail. And by putting Yasin Malik in jail, Indian government is sending message to the Kashmiri people that they will not listen to them, even if they will ask for their rights in a peaceful way, they will not listen to them. So that's why all these things are happening there. And also in regard to the political prisoners, like there are like other political prisoners there. Shabir Ahmed Shah is one of them. Also like the Asia Indarabi, and there are a couple of others. They are still there in the jail. So what they are demanding, what they are asking, they are just simply asking to implement the UN resolution and the promises that were made by the UN in 1947. And it was India who took this issue in the United Nations, if you remember. And now they are not fulfilling their promise and they are not giving the right of self-determination to the Kashmiri people. So we, of course, like as a like a human being, it's job, not only my job, not my organization job, but it's job of everyone. If someone is demanding for their rights, thus it is in the legal framework of the United Nations, then why you are like putting those people in the jail? There is no way or there is no reason to put them in the jail. These governments, the Indian government, must listen to them and they need to act upon the promises that they made in 1947, and that's what they are demanding for, and it's a legal and a legitimate demand. So we, like, of course, as a human rights organization, we are against this illegal imprisonment of the Kashmiri leaders. So whenever at each forum we talk about it, we also write petition to the United Nations about it, and we are collecting the signatures online for the release of all these political prisoners in Indian occupied Kashmir. And whatever as a human being we can do, as ordinary people we can do, we are doing that as best, like whatever best we can do that, do the things we are trying to do that.
Thank you. Could you elaborate? You know, there's a lot of confusion, especially after the crackdown on these human rights organizations. There's a lot of confusion about the scale, the number of political prisoners, not prominent as well as the protesters and the stone pelters. Do you have any idea in your work about how many of these young people have been arrested? How many are being held in Indian prisons? Is there an accounting of them? Do you have any idea? Because it's hard here in Texas to get any grasp of that.
Yeah, actually, Mary, the thing is, as you know, that the international media outlets, they are banned there. No one can get into the Indian occupied Kashmir to cover that what exactly is happening there, how many total number of prisoners that they have, like arrested in Indian occupied Kashmir. So it's really hard for give you a maximum or like an exact number of the total like the youth or the other people that they have arrested there. But like as per media reports that we saw that there are more than they are in thousands. They're not in hundreds, they are in thousands that they have arrested there due to just on the stool pelting and all that stuff. So, and if you look at like if you compare Mari, like the Indian occupied Kashmir and the area from where I belong to, which is like Azad Jammu and Kashmir, which is under the administration of Pakistan, we don't have any political prisoners here. Like no one is in the jail. So everything, like all this stuff is going on there in Indian occupied Kashmir.
Yes.
All of the Kashmiri leadership, all Kashmiri leadership, not a single leader is free there. So some are just house arrested, some are in the prison, and all this like all this mess is going on there by the forces, and they're in
Yeah,
the
if I could
like
just, yeah, if I could just come in there, I mean, referring to a comment that somebody made I put up on the screen earlier, saying that we shouldn't only be discussing Indian occupied Kashmir, we should be discussing the whole state. And I think what I'd really like to make clear is the reason that in this program it's called Insight into Indian occupied Kashmir, and that's for a reason. Azad Kashmir have got plenty of people speaking out. The majority of programs on JKTV are for those different areas. So we respect all comments, we listen to all comments, and thank you. But again, to highlight, we bring out the voices and the immensity of Indian. That program is Insight into
yeah,
Indian occupied Kashmir. Thank you,
okay. I would
because
just like
you're
to
very
yeah.
inspiring.
Yeah, I would just like to add one more thing. Even if we talk about the entire state of Jammu and Kashmir, Claire visited like this Azad Kashmir this just a month ago, I believe, 1.5 month ago, and she was there. She saw all that like many beautiful places there in Azad Kashmir. So here in Azad Kashmir, like there is no political prisoner. If there is any political prisoner, then in this era when media is very vibrant, social media is very vibrant, you cannot hide anything if someone is inside the prison. We have not heard that here even a single prisoner that is a political prisoner in India in sorry in Azad Kashmir. But there in Indian occupied Kashmir, you can see Yasin Malik. He is in the death cell of the Tihar jail. And if you see the Shabir Ahmed Shah, he's also in the Indian jails. Then the Asia Indarabi, she's a woman, she's also in the jail. Like the Mirwais Umar Farooq, he's also like arrested. I believe he's house arrested, and like all other Kashmiri leadership is in the jails.
Yes.
Okay, but here in my side, in Azad Kashmir side, no one is in the jail. Even if we talk about the entire state of Jammu and Kashmir.
Yes. And the other thing is that there are 900,000 Indian troops in Indian occupied Kashmir. There is no military occupation
Exactly.
in Azad Kashmir or Ladakh. There is no, it's not the same kind of problem. It doesn't have a
Yeah,
military
right.
occupation.
Exactly.
Very
Yeah.
interesting. Very interesting. Do you have anything else you want to say about the issue of political prisoners? I know you have to leave very shortly.
Yeah,
About the
actually,
work
Mari,
that
I
you do?
would really like to. Yeah, we are also like working together in LKD Global Coalition. So I would really like to thank you, Mari, and also thank you, Claire. And like, we need people like you. This world need people like you, the people who believe in humanity, the people who believe on human rights, and the people who believe in democracy and freedom of speech. So this world really needs people like you. And we, of course, as a Kashmiri, I would request like the more support from the international community to get these political prisoners released from the Indian jails. And also, I would also request in the international media outlets, the United Nations, and the common people of the world, like the people sitting in the power corridors of the world, media personnel, and everyone, to support the right of self-determination that was promised by the United Nations, put pressure on India to stop these human rights violations there in Indian occupied Kashmir, and let Kashmiris live in peace,
Yes.
and let Kashmiris like decide their future, whatever they want. India and Pakistan just like need to uh, whatever Kashmiris will decide for their future, both countries, they should accept that decision and let Kashmiris live a peaceful life. Like we are also human beings, we also deserve a peaceful life like the others.
It was lovely talking to you, Waqas. I know you're
Yeah,
working on social media, so
thank
I'm
you,
delighted.
Vikas. Yeah,
Mhm.
I know I speak for both Mary and I when, it's an honor for us to do this.
Yes,
It's heart-led. We want to do this. And in turn, we appreciate all the Kashmiris working hard on the
yes,
inside there that are using their voice, to come outwards and connect with us. It's very much inside and
yes,
outside. And then we're reaching internationally. It's so important to raise awareness. That is just massive. We need, as we saw in the New Year message, Lee's very strong, history has shown, she said, that the people have the power, but then we encourage our world leaders to use that power. That's why the raising of the awareness is so important. So thank you to you as well, and thank you for giving us your valuable time.
thank you, Waqas. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Good night. Bye-bye.
So charming, so lovely, so inspiring. I love activists like that.
You do love activists, don't you?
The
And
humanism,
so, yeah, Mary, you talked there about the global mandate then and the importance, this
yes,
humanitarian mandate. And I mean, what I've started to do now is to share this out amongst various Kashmiri
yes.
groups in order to get opinions back about how we can all unite around it because of the importance for that. Where are your hopes, Mary, that we can go with this? How far can we take this? And what do you hope we can achieve with this?
Well, you know, I know that we both consider the Kashmiri struggle one of the most important human rights struggles in the world, and I think that if we do the work that we can in explaining the kind of things that Waqas was talking about, the scale of the repression, the scale of political prisoners, of ordinary people, not just prominent people, the scale of the crimes against women, if we really are able to explain that to people around the world and get them, I think it has to be a visceral sense, the sense that you have so strong, of identification with people who are unjustly um, suffering, who are being subjected to these monstrous crimes. If we can get people to understand what crimes are being committed, the scale of those crimes, and what we all can do about it, and how to unite despite differences that we have about Pakistan, differences that we have about uh, India, about if we can get people to unite around the demands of the mandate, which are very clear, they end the occupation, release the political prisoners, end the crimes against women, make an accounting of the forcibly disappeared, stop the use of pellet guns and fake military operations that are executing young Kashmiris. If we can get people to unite around those simple things, it would. I really believe this. I don't think I'm overstating it. The triumph of the Kashmiri struggle over colonialism, along with that of the Palestinians and Rohingya and Uyghur, would advance humanity just legions. It would advance the struggle of humanity against this ugly, putrid legacy of colonialism. And so I think we just keep. I look to you, Claire, because you're always thinking. You're always looking for avenues and ways to people to meet and people to connect with. And I think that that Kashmiri struggle could not have found a better ally. Really,
Oh,
you're one of my
thank you.
heroes.
Well, thank you. I mean, they're an encouraging and a supportive bunch, though, aren't they? Because neither of us would have been able to campaign as far as this without that. And I think that's the bigger vision, isn't it, on the outside, that we do connect with Palestinian activists,
Yes.
environmental activists, as you said, the
Yes.
Rohingyas, Libyans, anybody that's under colonization. You know,
Yes.
and so that's where we can go. But we have to go at a step at a time first. And I think, it would be really interesting, I think, next week, Mary, if we look at the political divide within the Kashmiris that is causing a lot of the problem in unity of working together. Because, it's like with the independents, they see the solution as the supporters as independence. And that's absolutely fine. We all have rights, what we want to do. But for me, yes, that's an answer. But to get there, we have to go through solutions first. And at the moment, I feel the step that we all need to take, regardless of our ideology, is to take the steps that are going to get us there. As Let Kashmir Decide, obviously, we're looking for the, what's the word for it? Whether it's the three-way, where they can vote for independence, to vote to go with Pakistan or with India. And that's because of the democracy, the democratic route of it. And obviously, we want to take everybody with us, because if you want to vote to go with Pakistan, you will get your opportunity to do that. If you want to vote independence, and I don't believe that anybody should be scared of the democratic route, because if they want what Kashmiris want, then that will be, the end result. So I just hope we can find that way that brings everyone with us. So maybe next week that's something we could explore. Perhaps we could have two guests on, one from the independent ideology and one from a Pakistan ideology. So if anybody's watching us tonight and thinks, hey, I'd like to come on and discuss that, please, or if there's ways around we could solve that, or because we want the unity, we don't want to keep arguing. We need to raise awareness. We need to raise awareness. So well, I think, Mary, yesterday was a fantastic day for our solidarity event, the 5th of every month. I think that was, I've lost count now, September, October, November, December, January. That's our 5th month, and I mean, it's growing each 5th, it's growing. So thank you to all of those that joined in, because it was all over the internet, and I have more people sending me pictures because they'd seen it. So we had lots of people. Yeah, so the simple concept of having a cup of tea, talking with people, upload your photo, share it, it will go viral on social media if we keep that up. And then the global message was well received. So I'd like to finish off with showing Let Kashmir Decide message to the whole world for global solidarity. And thank you to all those that participated. Mary, what I'm going to need to do is to find that on my screen and share it. So perhaps you could talk to the viewers just for a minute and send out a nice, clear, solid message, or ask some questions if they want to comment up on the screen. Sorry if I put you on the spot. But if that's okay with you, and I
can talk about the mandate, because I was rereading it today, and I really think it's an excellent document, because for the most important thing for Kashmiri solidarity is unity. Is to find unity in action around those things we agree on. And I think it's a document that really provides the framework for that. It allows people a whole range of views on the questions around Kashmir, but it unites around the question of occupation and political prisoners, the use of pellet guns against unarmed protesters.
Yeah. As you said quite clearly, it focuses on the human rights. I sometimes, I get caught up in it all, and I don't know if the right word is, the Kashmiris have endured this for years.
Yes.
So you must sometimes you get so encased in it and ensconced in it. It must be very difficult. Like you end up normalizing some things that,
Yes.
for me, they're shocking, they're horrifying. Some of the behavior of the Indian, the lynchings, that's
Oof.
worse than any horror movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
And, I guess 6 months ago I couldn't look, whereas now I'm looking, going, that's awful. And the state of the crimes are massive. So yeah,
Oh,
perhaps then if you just share 30 minutes, Mary, of the mandate, and what might happen is the New Year message will come across you, and then we can pick up our discussion again with our guests next week.
okay.
Okay, thank you. Perhaps you could tell people where they can find the mandate on the Let Kashmir Decide website, www.letkashmirdecide.com. And Mary,
Yes.
then a little bit more about the mandate would be great.
Okay. You want me to talk about the mandate?
Yeah, just a little bit more about it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think the preeminent principle of the mandate is to demand the immediate end of militarization, the immediate withdrawal of all Indian troops from Kashmir, and the relinquishing of any colonial claims to the country of Kashmir. The second principle is, of course, the immediate release of all political prisoners, and an accounting of the thousands who have been forcibly disappeared, many of them still in prison and alive, and many of them murdered and dumped in mass graves. Kashmiri people demand an accounting of those young people, old people, and the return of their bodies, so that they can have a respectful ritual burial. The other one is the immediate end of the use of pellet guns, bazookas, and other lethal weapons, tear gas, stink bombs, and all sorts of things that the Israelis also use um, against unarmed protesters that have injured, disfigured, disabled thousands of young people, killed thousands of young Kashmiris, especially young men and women. Many of them, that it's lead pellets, it's birdshot. It's outlawed in most American states, most countries, including India, except for use on animals, and instead they use it against unarmed human beings in Kashmir. And of course, they need to address the health problems, the long-term health problems of those young people, and get them the proper medical attention, because they're filled with buckshot, including in their internal organs. They need to address and make an accounting and justice for the thousands of Kashmiri women who have been sexually harassed, sexually assaulted, mass raped, as at Kunan and
We're
Peshawar.
seeing Kashmir under a brutal and illegal occupation by the Indian government and supported by the RSS army. They're a danger to world peace. We are seeing genocide. We are seeing war crimes.
A story of a land were destroyed. Remain.
In this year, it is time to let Kashmir
Hi,
decide.
my name is Hamza Qureshi and I am from Azad Kashmir, and I am asking you to stand in solidarity with Kashmir. Thank you.
मेरे वतन तेरी जन्नत में आगे एक दिन सितम शारों से तुझको छुड़ाएंगे एक दिन. My name is Zohaib Zaman, a patriotic singer from Kashmir. Let's stand up and show some love and support to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Thank you.
Crimes. We are seeing Kashmiri leaders locked up so that Kashmiris don't have a voice. The media voices are being silenced. People on the inside are being silenced. And it's just simply unacceptable. COVID should not get in the way of human rights, and I'm urging everybody this year to do all you can to make sure the Kashmiris get their right for self-determination and see the end to the abominable crimes that are happening. Thank you. This year, it's time to let Kashmir decide.
Humanity should come first, not hatred. So let's try and make 2022 a year of humanity and solidarity.
This is a message to everybody throughout the world, without exception. A happy new year, a prosperous new year of 2022. And I hope that everybody can recognize that there is a territory, the most sought after, the most contested territory in the world, surrounded by 6 of the largest mountain ranges and a source of fresh water which feeds almost half the world's population. And despite all that, the people here, for all practical purposes, do not exist. And let Kashmir decide is synonymous with that aspiration that the people here want to be recognized, to play their making a better world, and they can't do that if nobody recognizes them.
Yo, fam, what's happening? It's King Cash, the BAD. Yeah. I was gonna drink tea for Kashmir, but I need something stronger, so I got my Sting Red. Holler at me drinking tea for Kashmir. Solidarity Day. Big up freedom for Kashmir soon, inshallah. Inshallah, Kashmir will be free. You know how we roll. One love, Habibi, always and forever. Job bless.
Kashmir is not a bilateral land dispute. It's actually a humanitarian issue. So let Kashmiris decide.
Hi guys, it's Saeed from Tarif. And I want to wish you all a very happy Christmas and very happy New Year. And we want to feed the world, let them know it's Christmas time. And this year we want to help the Kashmiris, give them a voice and speak for the voiceless. So let the Kashmiris decide what they want to do. The India-owned Kashmir as well, they call all sorts of atrocities there. And the Pakistan-owned Kashmir as well, we want Prime Minister Imran Khan to give the referendum. So that's a clear message. And please let them decide. Thank you. Bye.
New Year to you.
This new year 2022 for Let's Kashmir said Kashmiri wants the referendum. Kashmir should be free. Kashmiri are human. Please speak for Kashmir.
Yeah, let's stand for Kashmir, and we have to talk about the Kashmir, and we want to our right, and Kashmir want free.
Hi there, everyone. Just a message. Now that the new year's fast upon us and the pandemic all over the world, it's been a very, very harsh couple of months, or well, over a year and a half for the whole world. Let's pray that it gets better for us, and at the same time, don't forget, let's pray for the Kashmiris and give them the self right of for self determination.
God bless all my brothers and sisters in Kashmir. Let Kashmir decide 2022. I love you all.
My name is Mahmood Faiz, and I'm the chair of Liberal Democrat Friends of Kashmir. As we reach the end of 1 year and into the new year 2022, people of faith across the globe and of all backgrounds stand united with the people of Indian occupied Kashmir. We will work tirelessly across the globe, regardless of what our faith is, what our ethnicity is, to make sure that people of Kashmir enjoy democracy and equality as according to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights.
Oh, my God, Ya Allah, may the people of Kashmir be able to breathe freely and freedomly with every breath they take as soon as possible. Ameen.
Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Waqas Akram and I'm from Pakistani administrated Kashmir. I'm a human rights activist. I would like to wish a very happy new year to all those who are living in a free country and breathing in a free air. I would like to draw your attention at this moment towards the atrocities and human rights abuses that are going on from last 73 years in Indian occupied Kashmir. People of Kashmir are suffering from last 73 years, and they're waiting and they're looking towards the United Nations for the right of self-determination promise that was made by the UN in 1947. So I would like to request the United Nations and the entire world, the people sitting in the power corridors of the world, the ordinary people of the world, the media outlets, and all other human rights organizations to support and put pressure on India to stop the human rights abuses in Indian Kashmir and give Kashmiris their promised right of self-determination. Thank you.
Joachim Zaidi from Azad Kashmir. This year, let's all unite with Kashmiris for future peace, justice, and for our freedom. Kashmiris are suffering and need to be heard by the whole world. Let's make 2022 the year that we are heard. Please join us every 5th of every month for solidarity and for Kashmir and for to raise global awareness. Thank you.
My name is Mary Scully, and I am an American political activist and political writer. I am involved in the Let Kashmir Decide Global Coalition, which has a mandate to build a united international movement to stand in solidarity with the Kashmiri freedom struggle. Our chief demands are for the immediate, unconditional withdrawal of all Indian troops from Kashmir, and for the immediate release of all Kashmiri political prisoners, and along with an accounting of the thousands who are missing or who have been forcibly disappeared. As Kashmiris enter the new year, they are facing an extremely grave human rights situation. And as we enter the new year, the Let Kashmir Decide Coalition renews its commitment to stand with the Kashmiri people and to work tirelessly to build a global and united international movement that can stand with them and force the Indian government to withdraw, to give up all of its claims to Kashmir, and to allow the Kashmiri people to decide their fate for themselves. We invite you to join the Let Kashmir Decide Coalition if you agree with our mandate, which we can make available to you. And if you cannot join the Let Kashmir Decide Coalition, we hope that you find another venue to support actively on social media and in every other way to support this extremely important freedom struggle. What happens to Kashmir is important not just for the freedom of the long-suffering Kashmiri people, but it's important for the
entire history of humanity. Their struggle is that important to all of us. So please join with us. Thank you.
Hi guys, this is Mizan. I'm doing this video to show my support for Let Kashmir Decide. I hope to see a day where the Kashmiris live free from oppression and any kind of occupation. So please support Let Kashmir Decide. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Vikas Maruf Chaudhary and I am from Azad Kashmir. This year, let's all unite with the Kashmiris for our future peace, justice, and for our freedom. Kashmiris are suffering and need to be heard by the whole world. So please join us every 5th of the month for solidarity for Kashmir and to raise global awareness. Thank you.
Hi. I'm Lee Rhiannon from Australia. I support the global struggle for Kashmiri self-determination. In 2022, let's unite our efforts to ensure justice for Kashmiris, the withdrawal of Indian troops from Indian-occupied Kashmir, the release of all political prisoners, and an end to human rights violations in Jammu and Kashmir. History shows us that public opinion needs to be strong and loud and on the streets to achieve change. Then world leaders will have the courage to speak out against the crimes and lies of the Modi BJP government. That is critical to achieving justice for Kashmir. I work with the Let Kashmir Decide Global Coalition and all those who support self-determination for Kashmir. 2022 must be the year the world speaks out for Kashmir. Thank you.
I'm not sure. Mary, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, I've stopped the video there. It then goes on into a song. I mean, it was obviously struggling a little bit through the airwaves. So anybody wants to see the full version of it and in a steadier state, it was actually premiered on JKTV yesterday at 2 p.m. GMT time, UK time. So if you would like to see the full video in flow, and then there is more, about another 5 minutes to the end of that, it can be viewed there. So Mary, it was an interesting evening. I thought Waqas had some really good, humanitarian ideas and was impassioned and encouraging.
Yes.
And I think that's what we all need, something to take us forward. And that New Year World message, I mean, it was so inspiring, all those people that contributed. So very much looking forward to going forward this year and finding those solutions. And as Lee said, let this be, 2022 be the year that people speak out for Kashmir.
Yes. It's an honor
any
to
last
work
message, Steve?
It's an honor to
Yeah.
work with people like Waqas. It's really an honor.
That's
So,
good. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Well, thank you very much, Mary. Thank you, everybody that has joined us tonight and left the comments. And as we said, next week, we're going to look at how we can improve the unity. So if anybody would like to be involved in that and you have experience in that, please get in touch with myself or Mary. We would be glad to hear from you. And we will look forward to seeing you same time next week. Thank you very much. Good night, Mary. Lovely having the evening with you.
Good night.